influencing popular culture, politics, and everything in between. The local station takes you ringside as we discuss the crazy world that is professional wrestling. This is Going Ringside with The Local Station.
Hello, I'm Scott Johnson. Welcome to Going Ringside. So glad you could join us. We're joined by this woman today. Michin is here, one of the hottest stars in all of WWE. I want to talk about her in just a minute and the holiday tour that's coming to our neck of the woods in Florida in just a few days. But first, I want to mention last couple weeks episode. 2 weeks ago, we had one of her people that she appears with a lot. Bailey was with us on episode 95. Go check that out right now. And then just last week, Curtis Axel, Joe Hennig, joined us to talk about what he's been doing in those last few years since leaving WWE. He's got the itch to maybe get back in the ring. You want to listen to that interview wherever you get your podcast. But the woman of the hour right now is Michin right now. She will be in Jacksonville, where we're at, December 26th at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Tickets are still available the day after Christmas. But there's so much to talk to her about. First off, she's, still scraping her wounds from losing to Chelsea Green, wanting that U.S. title. She wants that U.S. title, and I don't know that she's done trying to get it. We'll talk to her about that. And all the things going on in her brand on Smackdown and WWE going into 2025. And I brought back a friend of the show, Victoria Crawford, also a friend of Michin here, to sit and join us on this interview, help us with the interview and chat with her about what will be going on in the coming months for her in WWE, because there is so much going on. We're getting closer. Before you know it, the build-up to WrestleMania is here. We're just on the cusp of that happening. So we want to chat with her about what will be going on with her in 2025. So let's get to it. Here's our big interview of the day. Here is WWE superstar Michin. Well, we're excited to be joined right now by one of the hottest stars on SmackDown, Michin. Michin, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And we're, of course, here with Victoria, friend of the show, to join us on this interview. Michin, I don't want to bury the lead. I got to start. You guys are doing this holiday tour. You're going through Florida. You're going to stop in our place in Jacksonville. This is a big deal for you guys.
Oh, my gosh. Yes. It's I am happy to be home for the holidays, but I am ready to work and get out of this cold. So I'm ready to go to Florida.
Cold? What part of the country are you in?
I'm in Dallas.
You're in Dallas. Okay, yeah, they probably do get cold weather on occasion. Well, this has been a big kind of month for you. Let's start with Saturday night's main event. You and Chelsea Green, and Chelsea sadly got the title, but I'm sure you are not done there yet.
Absolutely not. I feel like her winning just made her a bigger target in my eyes. So she can take that as she will. She can go celebrate, have her moment, but it is not going to be for long.
And what's next for you? I mean, you got the holiday tour, of course. We're going into 2025. I'm assuming it's going to be a big year for you as you just kind of keep taking off on the ranks of WWE.
I got the momentum behind me. So this year was, I posted it earlier, this 2024 was a year of recognition for people to know what I can do and to bring in new eyes. And next year, 2025 is going to be the year of redemption. So I'm going after, I was so close to that women's US championship that I could taste it. So I'm not going to stop until I get it. So that is going to be my goal for 2025, is to continue until I get that wrapped around my waist.
And I want to go to Victoria in 1 second, but I do want to ask you about that U.S. women's title. This is a new title for WWE, having kind of a high-level mid-card title for the women's division. Do you think that's good for women's wrestling?
I think that's great for women's wrestling, especially now because there's so many talented women. We don't have time to showcase everybody. So this just gives another avenue to, chase, because there's a lot of us that we either don't have time or there's no place for us on the top end just yet. So at least now we have something to focus on and something to chase and something to showcase during the show. So I think with the amount of talent that is with, women's talent in WWE right now, this is only positives for us.
Victoria, you're up.
Yes. Hi, sister. So I'm so happy to see you, and I'm such a fan. Watched you develop through a lot of promotions before you got to WWE, and I guess that's where I want to start. My question is, you've seen this industry change. You've been in the ring with a lot of girls. I'm sure you get to reconnect with a lot of girls on different platforms and stuff, but what is it about, as you were saying, finally getting the opportunity within the larger machine to get recognition and visibility? Is there any thing that changed in your drive or your momentum? Like, how do you keep your stamina up? Because I just relate to your story of, you're working hard. I've had transformational years, but it goes like this sometimes. So I'm just curious. You are in the independence, which is where I'm at, trying to either get back to a machine or get paid, get a job again. So it's like, what in your experience could you help me if I were coming to you as my vet? Like, what do I do?
That's a great question, but I'll get back to that. I just want to say that you deserve to be on a higher stage, and I hope that I get to wrestle you soon because you are a dream and amazing. I love you. Let me stop marking out. I think the biggest thing, especially this year, that I've gotten so many opportunities than I've had in a while, where I think it's just like comfortability and never settling. Like, I've lost a lot of weight on purpose. Like, I tried, just because I wanted to be faster in the ring. I wanted to stop getting out of breath in the ring. And of course, like, if I'm competing, I'm in the ring with people like Bianca and Jade, and I'm like, I need to get my stuff together. So it's everything from like, I'm everybody should be going to therapy. I love therapy, so that keeps me mentally grounded. Eating better, just with like helping with my weight and just my feeling better on the inside. But it's also like, the more that I wrestle too, especially in front of crowds and on TV, I'm not as nervous anymore, where that's where like a lot of the mistakes happen. And you forget the basics, where now that I'm starting to get used to being wrestling on TV and stuff, it's like, okay, now I can have a little fun. Now I can twerk a little bit here and there. Oh, I got 5 seconds. Let me twerk a little bit. Just trying to have fun out there. But also, the biggest thing is I don't like being comfortable, and I don't like to settle. So I like to set goals where it's like, okay, uh, let me have even if I'm losing, let me showcase what I can do. Okay, great. Let me try to win this match. Okay, great. Now let's try to be a part of the conversation when people are like, when this new US championship came out, like, let me be a part of that conversation. Okay, maybe I can actually win the thing. And I got close to it. So it's just setting myself goals where I'm never content with where I'm at. That it's always like striving to be better or get higher up the totem pole, just inch by inch.
Yeah, and I totally relate again to that because you have made a fantastic transformation and you work so hard. And we've been sisters a long time. But looking at the superstar you are today and your confidence, and you just gave me so much like hope and insight. It's like um I just am in awe, really, and it's interesting because our business, like, I struggle talking about it to explain it, and it's always so healing to talk to another sister that gets it. But you nailed it. It's like, you're always trying to figure out how to be a part of it. How can I get in this conversation? And even Chelsea Green, I thought your match was really unique because you guys have been putting in the work. You do put the girls over because it is a business. And sometimes sitting in catering gets hard. And sometimes when the ball is thrown at you, it's tricky. So, I'm just big fan and just can be in your shoes. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I feel like it's hard for us just because it's like we have to have our work speak for us. Whereas and Chelsea too, she's a hard worker, but she looks like she could be on the cover of a magazine, you know. And like, I even in the independents when I first started wrestling, it's like I'm never going to be in WWE because I just don't have the look, and I just don't, you know, fit the mold. So okay, well, my first goal, let me go to Japan. Okay, Japan's checked. Okay, let me do Impact. Okay, Impact is checked. Okay, well, let me. So it's just constantly making goals for myself just to see if I can do it. But yeah, it's nice to see that it's not about having a pretty face anymore. That now, like, we can go balls to the wall and be rewarded for it, you know.
Michin, I
Wow.
did
And
want to
that
ask, I got to cut in because I got to ask about something that happened on Saturday night's main event. I think it was SNME, the jacket you wore, paying homage to your HBCU. Tell me about that.
Yes, I actually forgot to talk to Michael Cole about that. So Michael, if you're watching, I am so sorry I did not do. But
And we love it if you're watching, Michael, by the way. I'll point that out.
love you, Michael. But I went to Virginia Union for 2 years, and then I transferred to Marymount. But I hold Union close to my heart because it was the first time that like I've ever moved out of the house, like lived on my own. Like I lived on campus, and to be in that environment, I've dealt with so much growing up, and it was the first time where I actually felt accepted and a part of something big, without being shunned because of how I looked, how I talked, how I dressed, whatever the case may be. And it was just, I really felt, it's so cliche, but I felt like a butterfly, like finally having my wings, and just being accepted. And so that's why Union has always been close to my heart because of, you know, the education was great. But my experience there was just so, I feel like that really molded me to become who I am now. Just because it was my first taste of real life, honestly. So I was very proud to wear my Union varsity jacket. And every time we go do tours, like in Virginia, if we're close to Richmond, I'll try to pop in. And they actually reached out to see if I can come down for another tour, because I bet it looks completely different than what it did 20 years ago. Oh my gosh. But it was an honor to put it on, because when you think of HBCUs, you think of Howard, like the tops, and it's like Union is one of the lower ones. But I'm still prideful. Like I still have that Panther pride. So whatever opportunity I can get, I'm a show out for my team.
And before we wrap up, I got to put you on the hot seat. We got to ask you about some WWE names, get your thoughts on them. I'm going to start with someone who you recently beat, Tiffany Stratton. Any thoughts on Tiffany Stratton?
She is a warrior. She looks like a Playboy model, but fights like Mike Tyson. She's definitely going to be, if not already, a major player in WWE. So she's got a very bright future.
I'm going to ask you about a ring veteran, Natalya. Any thoughts on Natalya?
Love her to pieces. She is super supportive. She is my vet and helps me get better. So I hope she sticks around longer than me, because she deserves a permanent place helping us out for sure.
Someone you're close with, Jada Parker. I think you're just posting about her.
That's my little sis. That's my little baby right there. I see a lot of myself in her, and she's gonna be another mega star. But oh my gosh, she is just, a lot of people don't know this, but she is a genuine good person as well. And I will forever support her. And the minute she calls me up, like, sis, we got somebody to mess up, say less. Time and place, let me know. I got you.
Last name on the list, Candice LeRae.
We go way back.
Okay.
We had this.
Yeah.
We had some battles together, and I have a feeling that we'll be having some more. And I don't know if WWE's ready for it, because she too a lot of street fights. So we'll
see. Well, before we go, final thoughts for fans. Sell it to the fans in Florida if they want to come see you guys on the holiday tour. First time you've been here in a while.
Yes, it has been a while. So this is after Christmas. This will be a great Christmas present for anyone that wants to go. I know the prices are very affordable. And, you know, I know that it's a lot of flashing lights and pyro for a TV, but at these shows, these are where we get to have fun and we get to interact with you guys more. So if you guys wanted to come out, have some fun with us, we'll have some fun with you. Please come out. It'll be a great gift. And I am looking forward to seeing each and every one of you guys.
Well, Michin, thank you so much for joining us on the show today.
Thank you guys for having me.
Love you. Congratulations and good luck.
So I appreciate Michin sitting down with us and joining us. Of course, friend of the show, Victoria Crawford, for joining the interview with us today. We were so happy to sit down with her, talk to her once again, December 26th, if you're seeing this before Christmas, in Jacksonville. And they've also got some other stops in Florida. I know they're going to be in Tampa and some other stops on this WWE Holiday Tour. So I'd recommend check it out, Google it, look where the cities they'll be, see if maybe you could get in on that. But they'll be at the VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena here in Jacksonville, where we're at the day after Christmas. Tickets are still available, so we appreciate Michin sitting down with us to chat about all things WWE, and it looks like it's going to be a big 2025, and it will be here on Going Ringside as well. We have a ton of stuff coming up in the weeks to come, so don't miss it. Once again, as I always say, give us a follow at Going Ringside TikTok, where we do daily news updates and have some of the biggest headlines in the country coming from that page. If you like wrestling and want to keep up on it week to week, give us a follow there. And of course, we are still a growing show. We think we have the best guests in the world, better than any show out there, anywhere. And you can name them. You maybe know who I'm talking about. We think the best are right here on Going Ringside. So keep spreading the word about the show. Just tell people, Google or YouTube, Going Ringside. We had a bunch of guests. I recommend checking out our archives. The biggest interviews of 2024 happen here on our show. So thanks for joining us for this episode. We'll see you back here next time.
This has been Going Ringside with the local station, brought to you every Wednesday on your favorite podcast player, on News 4 Jax Plus, as well as the News 4 Jax YouTube channel.